The school hallway echoed with hurried footsteps and the faint sounds of chatter as Liam Jenkins rushed past the colorful bulletin boards. His shirt was slightly wrinkled from his shift at the warehouse, and a grease stain from fixing his old truck lingered on his cuff. He glanced at his watch, 7:42 p.m. The parent-teacher meeting had started over 40 minutes ago. "Come on, Liam," he muttered under his breath, running a hand through his disheveled hair. "You said you'd be there on time." Liam was a single father to 9-year-old Ella, a bright-eyed fourth grader who could make a gloomy room light up with just her laughter. Since her mother left when Ella was just 2, Liam had done everything: work day and night shifts, missed meals, ignored sleep, just to make sure Ella had everything she needed. But tonight mattered. Ella had won her first Student of the Month award, and it was her turn to shine. As Liam finally pushed open the double doors to the school auditorium, the room had thinned out. Some parents were already leaving, and the principal, Ms. Rowan, was wrapping up the meeting with a few remaining staff. Liam scanned the room for Ella and spotted her sitting on a bench near the exit, her small hands folded in her lap, her award certificate sticking out of her backpack. Her big hazel eyes lifted to meet his, and though her smile tried to hide it, the hurt of waiting was unmistakable. "I'm so sorry, Ella," Liam whispered, kneeling in front of her. "The forklift broke down again, and It's okay, Dad," she interrupted softly, hugging him tightly. "You came." That simple sentence hit Liam like a wave of forgiveness and guilt at once. She wasn't mad. She never was. She just wanted him there, no matter how late. "Mr. Jenkins?" a voice interrupted. Liam turned around to see Principal Rowan approaching. Tall, poised, with silver-streaked auburn hair and eyes that carried both sternness and kindness, she extended her hand. "I'm glad you made it. May I have a moment of your time?" Liam blinked, unsure. Of course." She gestured toward her office, and Liam followed her, Ella in tow. Inside, the room was warm, lined with books, student art, and a kettle steaming quietly on the side table. "Please," she said, offering him a chair. "Would Ella mind waiting just outside the door? I have some cookies she might like." Ella hesitated but took the cookies with a grin. "Chocolate chip? Awesome." As the door clicked shut, Ms. Rowan turned to Liam. "Mr. Jenkins, I've been wanting to speak with you for some time. And not just about Ella's award." Liam sat straighter, concern knitting his brows. Is she in trouble? Goodness, no. Quite the opposite. Rowan opened a folder and placed Ella's latest assessments in front of him. "Ella is one of the brightest students we've seen. She's not just excelling, she's leading. Academically, emotionally, socially." Liam smiled, pride welling up in his chest. "She always loved reading. I mean, more than cartoons, even. She reads at a high school level," Ms. Rowan confirmed. "And she's begun helping younger students during reading hours. But there's more." She leaned forward, her expression turning serious. "Mr. Jenkins, what I'm about to say might sound unusual, but I believe it's in Ella's best interest." Liam's heart thudded. "Okay, I want to offer her a full scholarship to St. Catherine's Gifted Academy. It's a private preparatory school, fully funded. And not just for her. The offer includes support for your family. Housing, transport, meals, everything." Liam stared, stunned. What? Because brilliance like Ella's shouldn't be limited by circumstances. And I have personal reasons, too. She hesitated. "Mr. Jenkins, I wasn't just watching Ella these past months. I've been watching you." Liam froze. "Me? You show up, tired, late, worn down, but always there. Always trying. That means something to me. You see, I was raised by a single father, too." Liam's eyes softened. Rowan stood and walked to the window. "I watched my dad work 14-hour shifts. He didn't have help, just grit. And when someone offered me a chance to move up, he grabbed it with both hands. I see the same fight in you." There was a long silence. I don't know what to say," Liam finally whispered. "Say yes," she said, turning to him with a rare smile. "Let us help." But before he could answer, Ella burst through the door. "Dad, you gotta see this. They put my drawing on the big hallway board." Liam looked at her, glowing with excitement, so full of promise, and then back at Ms. Rowan. And then came the part that would change everything. "Mr. Jenkins," Rowan added slowly, "I want to make one more offer. Personal, not professional." Liam raised an eyebrow. She smiled gently. "Would you have dinner with me sometime?" Liam blinked. He wasn't sure he heard her right. Of all the things he had expected tonight, perhaps a warning about Ella's attendance, maybe even a few suggestions for improvement, this was not on the list. You want to have dinner? With me? Liam asked cautiously. Ms. Rowan laughed softly, her expression warm. Yes, Liam. Not as a principal. Not as an academic director. Just as a woman who's watched a man give his all for his daughter and wants to get to know him. Liam's cheeks flushed. It had been years since anyone looked at him that way. Since anyone had even spoken to him in a tone that wasn't about bills, time cards, or father duties. Wow. I don't know what to say, he murmured, rubbing the back of his neck. It's been a while since someone asked me something like that. Ms. Rowan nodded. I understand. And there's no pressure. But I thought you should know. You're seen. Your efforts. Your sacrifices. Your heart. Ella isn't the only one people notice around here. Liam was about to respond when Ella skipped back in, holding a drawing of a tree with glowing stars hanging from its branches. Dad, this is going in the art contest. Ms. Rowan said I might win. That's amazing, baby. Liam hugged her close, his throat tight. Ms. Rowan knelt beside Ella. Sweetheart, would you like to visit a school where you could draw, read, write stories, and meet other kids who love the same things? Ella's eyes widened. Really? That sounds like a dream. Liam watched the spark in his daughter's eyes and knew he had to say yes, even if he had doubts, fears, or insecurities. This wasn't about him. It was her future, her world expanding far beyond the walls he could build. He turned to Ms. Rowan. Okay, we'll do it. Her smile was immediate, genuine. Wonderful. I'll have the paperwork drawn up in the morning. And as for dinner, take your time. My number's on the school card. Liam smiled for the first time that night, really smiled. Thanks, Ms. Rowan. She winked. Call me Alina. 2 weeks later, Liam stood outside the gates of St. Catherine's Gifted Academy, holding Ella's hand. Her new uniform, navy blue with a golden crest, fit her perfectly. She wore a matching headband, and her backpack was packed with new supplies the school had provided. Are you ready? He asked. Ella nodded, bouncing. Ready. They walked in, the gates closing behind them as a staff member greeted Ella with a bright smile. We've been waiting for you, Ella Jenkins. Welcome. Liam watched her disappear into the hallway, turning back only once to wave and yell, Love you, Dad. He waved back, throat tight. That night, Liam stood in the small but warm apartment provided by the school's staff housing, a place 10 times better than the drafty one-bedroom they'd lived in above the auto shop. He looked around, a working heater, fresh bed sheets, food in the fridge. He was wiping down the counter when his phone buzzed. A message. Alina Rowan. Hope Ella's first day went well. Want to grab coffee sometime this week? Liam smiled and typed back. Liam Jenkins. Only if it's after 6 p.m. Gotta work the early shift. And I'm buying. 1 month later, Liam and Alina sat on a bench under the massive oak tree near the school courtyard. Ella was with her classmates, giving a tour to new students. I didn't expect any of this, Liam said, sipping his coffee. A new school. A real home. Even this. Alina chuckled. Neither did I. But I've learned something in all my years as an educator. Some of the brightest futures come from the most unexpected beginnings. Liam looked at her. What do you see in us? Me and Ella. Alina turned, serious now. I see resilience. I see a little girl with the mind of a dreamer and the heart of a leader. And I see a father who chose her over everything, even his own comfort. Liam lowered his gaze. I've made mistakes. I've messed up. I've arrived late. Missed birthdays when I was working double shifts. You showed up, Alina interrupted. Even when it was hard. You loved when it wasn't easy. That matters. 3 months later, the gala night. It was the annual Stars of Tomorrow Gala, a formal event hosted by the Academy to celebrate student achievements. Liam arrived in a borrowed suit provided by the Staff Association. His hands trembled slightly as he walked into the grand hall. Ella ran up to him in a white dress, hair braided with ribbons. Dad, guess what? I'm getting the Creative Visionary Award tonight. Liam blinked. You what? I'm gonna be on stage. Sure enough, halfway through the evening, Ella stood on stage, reading a poem she'd written about a father who plants stars in the sky. Tears streamed down Liam's face as he listened. The words were simple but powerful, capturing their shared journey. When the world grew dark, you held a light. Even when tired, you stayed through the night. You stitched my dreams with calloused hands. and taught me the sky